Hey there, and welcome to Converse County Conversations. I'm your host, Brandi Sorensen, your neighbor, and probably the girl in the truck singing country too loud at the stoplight. I want to tell you why this podcast exists and why I hope you stick around. I grew up in Utah in a family where storytelling wasn't just something we did. It's a way of life. My dad had a gift. He was a cowboy poet and a world-class storyteller, and he saw everything as part of a bigger story. Every town we passed through, every mountain, diner, cemetery, or rundown barn, he had a name, a memory, and a lesson tied to it. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was connection. It was knowing that a town isn't made of buildings, it's made of people. And those people, they carry dreams, mistake, grit, and sometimes a whole lot of heartbreak, but also hope. And those stories, they matter because they root us. Now, I live in Converse County, Wyoming. I love it here, the land, the pace, the people, but something's been missing. I don't know the deeper stories. I know the headlines and the businesses, but not always the legacy behind them. I don't know who started what or who kept it going through the droughts, busts, or booms. I don't know who sacrificed what to build the towns we now live in, and I want you. So this podcast, it's me learning. It's me chasing those stories down, asking the questions my dad used to ask. It's me sitting down with longtime locals, business owners, ranchers, veterans, school teachers, and maybe even a guy who sells your coffee to find out what they've seen, what they've built, and what they love or lost right here in Converse County. This is about deeper appreciation. It's about slowing down long enough to listen. It's about honoring the people who came before us and recognizing those still shape our towns today. And I won't lie, sometimes we'll get gritty. Real stories aren't always polished, but they're honest, and that's what makes them beautiful. So if you're someone who wants to feel more rooted, who loves a good backstory, or who just wants to see their hometown with fresh eyes, you're in the right place. Welcome to Converse County Conversations. Let's dig in. Hey, welcome to the conversation. I'm here with Blanche Faunce of Grandma's House. And Blanche, tell me how we're here in Glenrock. Tell me how Glenrock came into your story.
Well, I came in here when I was 15 years old and came to live with my Aunt Barbara Pratt.
Okay.
And she basically raised me. She's like my mother.
Uh-huh.
And then I lived here, been here since I was 15. I did live in Nevada for a while. Mm-hmm. And that was a short, like maybe 3 years, and then I came back.
And did you raise a family here then?
Yes, I have 3 daughters, Caitlin and Brittany and Erica. Uh-huh. And I have many grandchildren, which I love dearly.
Yes, I love that. So tell me about Grandma's House. When I moved here, I had seen Grandma's House. I've come in here, but I hear that there's a story behind it. Kay Taylor is a name that people talk about, but I never had the pleasure to meet her or know the story. So tell me about it.
My understanding is that Kay has ran the store for like 25, 30 years. She's had Kay's store, Grandma's store. And it was like the last 5 years that she was running it. She had called me up and said, "Hey, well, I need some help in the store," and asked me if I'd come and help her. And I'm like, "Yeah." And I knew she did community outreach. I knew she did. I mean, everyone who's lived in Glenrock has known Kay because she has basically, I don't know how many kids she has cared for at the Boys and Girls Club, and she is like a grandma to many, many, many children, and their children and their children type deal. But she asked me to come work in the store, and it changed my life. It changed my view on people. It was like before, I always never really thought about the charity. I believe in helping kids and stuff like that, and I believe in donating for kids and stuff like that. But it's when you see a family member come in looking for something for kids for Christmas, and and they're like budgeting on a budget, and they're like, "Oh, we got to put this back," and watching the reaction of when Kay's like, "Hey, when it comes to the register, she's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Christmas is on us this year." It was like stuff like that, and the fact is that how many people that truly need help at Christmas, and with kids' backpacks and school supplies and stuff. That's the reason why when I took it over that I did continue to do it with Kay, like Kay did, because my husband is retired, and our income isn't based on what I make here, and so I'm able to outreach and help kids and do the same things Kay was doing because I didn't have to rely on this as an income or to support my family. So I was able to help everybody in the community, and it's been a blessing. It really has. It's been so life changing. Far as like it changes your heart and your values on people. You see differently,
Yeah.
and I don't think people quite realize how much it will change you.
Yeah.
You know, it does, and your faith in humanity and people and in God has really been it strengthened me a lot.
Yeah, that's something that, again, I came to know about Grandma's house is that it's not just a store where you can go and buy things, but that there is so much outreach to the community.
Yes.
There is the backpacks you said that you do. You sponsor children and for the
Schools and
out
stuff.
for the community and for Christmas and then the schools and then Thanksgiving meals and things like that. And
Well, we don't. I don't really do the. I was doing the turkeys, helping with turkeys and hams, but then there was such a big outreach through the town that
Right.
it became too expensive
a
because
different.
my workload, my load of kids can be bigger. So, but I always outreach to them and ask them, hey, we need some help. But they've always told me we've got this, because we have a wonderful community.
Yeah, we really
I don't
do.
think people. I mean, this is such a nice little town. I mean, it is like you couldn't ask for a better place to live and raise your children. This is like the place.
Yeah.
It is.
And even if you're not actually doing the meals, like you're still helping the community,
Yeah.
like facilitate. Oh yeah, hey, this family, I think maybe talk to these guys or something. And I think that that's really
I've
good.
had people come in here and say, hey, I got an extra ham or I got an extra turkey.
What do I do?
I would like to know who I could donate this to. And I'm like, well, give it to me and I'll give it to my family. I had a lady who, from a local rancher here in town that came in and said, I have a bunch of beef. And I would like to donate to a family or families. Do you have a family? And there's a family that really needed it. And they was just so touched by that, and they were just like, wow. So can't give up my family's names, but I can give them the people the names of who donated. So I did that, and they were able to contact the woman, and the woman was just moved by the fact that where it went to, who they helped. It was wonderful. So it was very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. And that's another big reason to be local and to shop local and to support local, because then you get to know those kinds of things and what's actually happening in the community.
Yeah, and there's not too many people that can't come in. A grandparent can't come in and say, hey, I got to buy for this age group. That I can't pick out the toys exactly what they want.
Yes.
I have.
I've had you help me.
Yeah, I people come in there like, my grandkids are this age. What would they like? This is what they want. I can pretty much pick out for any age group of children.
Yes.
I've gotten it down to a science, and it's just a wonderful thing. I mean, this year the community outreach has been wonderful. The town has helped me so much this year. I mean, and that donated to help me do for families. I was able to do for 176 kids. I was either 176 or 179. I haven't added them all up, but we're close in that range, know. And I will continue to do it until Christmas Eve. But I would not have been able to do it. I would not have been able to do as many as I've been able to do if it wasn't for the help of the community. And I just think people need to realize that by shopping in my store or donating to my store, I'm able to do more. My first year I was able to do like 49, I think, the first year, and every year it's exceeding more, and I've been able to do more, that's the whole reason why I have the store. It's not about making an income or making a profit. It's about being able to keep the store open and be able to continue to do it. And with the community, they've been able to do that, which is great. Yeah.
Do we need to pause real quick? Do you need to talk? Because we can edit this out. You're just here to visit, to watch?
Yeah. I think she helps the same people we help, but I don't care.
Well, we don't, I never do, I never I signed up for such and such. Can I not sign up for you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't really care about that, and I don't think they do either. It's not about, everybody says, oh, they're going to the shop at the Cop, they're going here, they're going there. It's one time a year. Yeah. These kids probably don't get nothing all year long. If they get 3 things from 3 different places or whatever, it's not about people double dipping or how they want to put it. Because me and Kay, we have never, ever, ever turned a family away. turn anybody away, say we're not going to help you because you've already went here or here or there. I have had to put a age limit this year up. I can't do anybody age of 12 and up because I had so many kids.
Yeah.
You know, but it's usually I did up until 18, you know, but this year I did have a limit this year. Not to say I didn't help some 14, 15-year-old kids. I did help some still
Families,
on certain circumstances.
Right.
But yeah, it's been, this is, if it wasn't for Kay, my life would be different. You know, she definitely changed and moved my life. And I know she has changed a lot of people's lives, and not just my own. She is so missed, you know.
Yes.
But yes,
it's so true. Her name is definitely revered in the community for so many reasons.
Boys and Girls Club and daycares, and I mean, I think she's had her hand in everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still that you know, when she passed away, her family said, just go ahead, you can have the stuff she has in the basement here. I kept most of her stuff here, stored here, and I remember going through it and saying, I know every little item down here had a purpose and she had a reason for it, but she forgot to tell me about it when she left it to me. And I'm like going, she was amazing. I mean, the stuff she would just go home and come back with. I'm like, well, how did you even think of that? She goes, I don't know, I just know. I mean, I had to take days thinking about it, you know, coming up with little tags for stuff. She did little dolls. She was just amazing.
Yeah. Well, and you do the gift baskets.
Do the gift baskets and
I like how you put that together too. So it's, you're carrying on that legacy, to just caring about people.
Right. And I am in the process because, you know, everybody knows that my daughter lost her husband and health issues with me that I do need to sell the store.
Yeah.
Really, it's hard for me to do this, you know, because my family's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
This is like your life, you know. I made it my life now, but it's like I need to focus on my kids. And there is somebody that's in the process of, you know, we're hoping that is going to purchase the store and continue to do the same thing.
Legacy, same thing.
Yes, and that's the most important thing, that Kay continues this, you know, because it is her
legacy.
It is her legacy. I mean, she has done so much that that I just really did not want to just close it down and liquidate. I didn't want to do that. I mean, I was just like, I can't do that. And I'm hoping that this all goes through so I don't have to do that because it would be heart-wrenching. Yeah. It would be heart-wrenching.
Yeah, for sure.
Because,
well, I know you don't love to be the center of attention and that kind of stuff, but this Christmas, with the parade, the light parade, you got to be the...
I gotta tell you,
the head of the
parade. I was
like
so moved by that. I was in shock. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, and it's such an honor, you know, and I feel so blessed that somebody even thought of me, you know, and it was great. I remember back to Kay. I remember Kay, I was like, you know, you got to get on that float. She goes, I'm not getting up there. And I'm like, come on, Kay. And I told Rada, I'm getting on that float. I go, I'm gonna get on that float, you know. And I got on that float because not just for me, but Kay was like, you know, I just can't express how much she has changed my life, you know.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's so wonderful. Well, okay, I like to end with what's your advice for the next generation of Glenrock, Douglas, Converse County residents, whether that be the kids growing up becoming the next, you know, the next residents or people moving in here? What's your advice to them?
My advice for anybody that's going to have a business in town. Okay, this is that this is a small community. It's a very close-knit community. You've got to be out there for the community. I mean, and I know that anybody coming into this town, you just got to remember that Glenrock, nobody will go hungry. Nobody never have a place to live. Nobody will do without Christmas because we are a good community. We're very blessed to be in this town. So anybody that's coming into this town, to remember that you got to bless your neighbors. You got to help your people. You got to be there for people because this is what makes our town, not people all for themselves.
Yeah.
And if you're for yourself, it's not going to be the experience that the rest of people have.
Yeah.
You have to be there for everybody. You have to be there for your neighbors, and when you see somebody struggling in the driveway, go out and help them. Or when you see somebody struggling at all, help them. That's what our community is about. I mean, it is a wonderful town.
Yeah.
I can't express it. And the more I've run the business, I've noticed the more you see it. And we're just very blessed. And I just tell anybody that comes into Glenrock, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take care of it, nurture it, because I mean that's what it's about in Glenrock. I mean, everybody takes care of everybody. Nobody's off for themselves. If you're for yourself, it's going to be like a big city.
Yeah.
You don't know your neighbors. Know your neighbors. Get out and know everybody. Say hi to everybody.
I love
We're a
that.
very friendly town.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes, we are. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Blanche.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming in and checking out my little store.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing it with
Thank
us.
you.
Okay.